Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we get to do a review about a character that I'm super excited about doing, but also have dreaded ever since the introduction of her in the game due to the fact that she is a 100% paywall character, which really puts a sour taste in everybody's mouth as far as this character is concerned. However, when you look at her, and if you are a fan of the older Street Fighter games, then you're going to love how she looks. She is aesthetically one of the most beautiful fighting females in all fighting games. She looks lovely, guys. She's so beautiful in the classic version, and yes, the new version is gorgeous as well. It's really a matter of opinion on which one you like more, but I'm more of an old school guy, so I like this version a little bit better. But I mean, yummy, guys. She just looks gorgeous. So let's talk a little bit about her, because she is a great character. She is awesome, and it's whether or not is she going to be worth it to level up. Well, we'll talk a little bit about that as we go. So this version of Cammy is a blue attack, and when it comes to blue fighters, guys, blue UEs, right now currently we have 3 of them. So if you had Elizabeth and you had Magaki, having her would be a little bonus, because you could actually get more overall points for your plug and plants and farm a higher level if you have Cammy to A5. And that's the thing to remember, guys. She is a godly expensive character to level up. Yes, you get a lot of things along the way, but she is expensive. About $540, I believe, at the cheapest, to get this character to A5 from the shop. So yeah, that is a crazy amount of money for her. She does have the increased blue element fighter attack by 70%, and they also did a little something funny with her where they had the critical rate by 25% instead of 30% for her, which is interesting. That, I think they've done that because of her first skill. As fast as that thing resets and the fact that it has a built-in concentrate, maybe they felt like because she does so many hits at such a fast rate that it was just too overpowered, and that's why they have a 25% instead of 30%. But considering the price tag that comes along with this character, I don't think that would have been too much to ask to have that extra 5%. But then again, there's a counter argument to that, as we'll get into in a little bit. She does have critical damage with 350%. Then she also increased momentum up to 30% for each enemy landed by the skill while using active 1. And that's really OP for her, because her active 1 is the skill that has to concentrate and it has hyper armor. This is a very useful tool to have for those of you that were playing way back in the day during the Soul Calibur collaboration, where we had Cassandra, who had hyper armor on her skill. That was a hyper armor skill. It was just OP as hell. If the armor got broken, she could just still keep going and spinning. And in Cammy's case, she can just keep on pressing forward. So it's a pretty OP thing to have. You guys will probably see it in the run that we're going to do today. And then also, each time an active skill lands, decreasing the remaining active skill 1 skill cooldown by 15% for 0.15 seconds. This is also OP as hell, because it just allows her to use that first skill over and over at a super fast rate. Then she also gains intensity for 10 seconds when defeating an enemy. Intensity increases strike skill damage by 4% up to 40%. So whenever you get 10 stacks of intensity, you're going to get that extra 40% strike skill damage. However, this is really mainly all against defeating an enemy. However, they do have a 10% chance to gain intensity upon laying an active skill on an elite enemy or a boss. And there are elite enemies in the plug-in plants. There are elite enemies in the Tower of Illusion, and then obviously bosses are going to be like Guild Raid, Colossal Boss Dungeon, and she will gain this, guys. She will gain. She does so many hits at such a fast rate. She's going to gain that intensity pretty much every time, especially when you use your Phantom UE skill. And then she's also immune to freeze, stun, chill, and poison. She decreases damage received by 80% when HP is 30% or higher, and so she's got a lot of decreased damage received. It's really good for an attack type fighter because they have low defenses. And then she has a damage immunity for every other 3 seconds, which is awesome when she gets down to 30% HP. She also increased active skill damage and active 1 damage by 550%. And again, this is OP for her because her 1 is a concentrated skill. Now, her UE skill resets her active skill cooldowns. Her Phantom UE skill decreases active 1 skill cooldown by 100% for 4 seconds. And this is, very different from the Street Fighter 6 version of Cammy, where you're just spamming all 3 skills. But with this version, you're literally going to use the 2 and the 3, but you're just going to use the 1 and go bop, and just bam away with it, man. You're just going to slam bam, thank you ma'am, with that 1, which is pretty sweet. It makes her really fun to play. And then her active skill 1 is the hyper armor. And remember, this gets reset over and over. And then her 2 is like the Street Fighter 6 version, where you do have the reverse edge that activates automatically upon landing hooligan combination. So whenever you tap the skill 1 time, you land the skill, it automatically turns into reverse edge, which is nice. Using skill buttons after using hooligan combination will activate Fatal Leg Twister. So literally you just tap it twice. Whenever you're doing a hit, it changes to a grab skill, just like the Street Fighter 6 version of her. And you're going to do a lot of damage, guys. And then also, it resets active skill cooldown upon use on a 10-second cooldown. So you get an extra second skill, which adds in her damage. And then you have the third skill, which decreases enemy defense by 80%, increased damage C by 100%, or finisher skill, increases momentum, which is going to be really good for the Aegis challenge. And then the one skill, or I'm sorry, her 3PG, upon landing hit on an elite enemy or boss while using Delta Red Assault, increases active skill damage by 20% for 10 seconds after the skill ends. So after you do your 3PG, you're going to get increased to your active skill damage, your skill 1, 2, and 3 by 20%. Really, really nice. Really, really OP. I just had the first imprint stone on her, guys. She's A1. Obviously, I don't have her cores unlocked because she's only A1, right? I don't have any of these. I didn't level up any of these. We only got 10, so it's not going to make a huge difference. Obviously, if she was A3, you would max out this first skill, and I imagine you'd probably max out the second skill, but don't quote me on that. I'd have to test her, to be perfectly honest, because you can actually use that second skill twice, right? So that is something to think about, and that third skill does a lot of damage, but you definitely would want to max out that first skill, and then obviously max out these here. I don't want to tell you too much about this because I don't have her at A3, so I'm not really 100% for sure, so take it with a grain of salt as far as what I'm saying, but you definitely would want to max out that first skill because that is her concentrate skill. And when it comes to plugins, guys, obviously we have no plugins because she's an A1 character. I've tested all these characters on this account at A1, and you can see the set, we're just using the regular set that we've been using, and then we got our 3PG, and as you guys saw in that earlier summon video that I did get this 3PG, which is awesome. The artwork is absolutely beautiful. It's got the Street Fighter 6 version of her on it, which is nice. Really sweet, guys. So the thing about Cammy is obviously the price tag. The fact that she's got a mileage reward on her where you can buy, a bunch of packs, or you can buy packs for Guile, and you can, acquire memories by buying all those packs. And that, it really is rough. It is a tough pill to swallow when you see a $540 price tag on her. However, when you play with the character, guys, and like say you got the money available to you, I'm not trying to advocate for nobody to spend any money, and you're a fan of this character like me, she's one of my favorite females in all of fighting games, it is tempting. I am not going to lie to you guys. I am not going to lie at all. There's no way. When you see what she looks like when she's doing this 3PG, I mean, Lord have mercy, guys. Like, seriously, it is nice. Right? And she builds up her gauge super fast. And you don't have to worry about her skill getting interrupted because it's a hyper armor skill. Right? That is something that's really awesome about this character. Is she worth that kind of money? I would say most players would say no. Probably not. Oh, it looks so good, guys. It looks so good, right? So good. Oh my Lord. And then right now, we have the first skill, and I don't have to build up 3 bars, by the way, either, because she's only, A1. But God Almighty, she is just, it's obvious what Netmarble has done with this character. They took the character that has a lot of appeal, if you will, and made her a paywall because they figured, players would, go for her, and I'm sure a lot of players will. When you look at her in that default, you look at her, and the way she plays, it's hard not to like her. Look at this. Here we go, go, right? And we could just keep on going, which is nice, right? And then we also have the lower cooldown on that first skill, so you can use your hyper armor up very often. Like in PvP, guys, I imagine she's going to be pretty deadly, if you really care about PvP, because you can keep that hyper armor up the whole time. That is, that's pretty dang sweet. I'm kind of hoping Rugal kind of blows up on me here, but he didn't. Let's do the 3PG. Nice. So he'll definitely blow up us on it afterwards, right? But it's such a bummer the way they introduce this character, because I'm just like, man, she looks so good in this thing, right? She looks so good. Oh, it really just angers me, right? It angers me looking at her wearing this thing. You're just like, God. And for those of you that like the Street Fighter 6 version better, man, now watch this. See, Rugal broke our armor there, but it didn't slow us down because she's using a hyper armor skill. But again, for those of you that like the Street Fighter 6 version over this version, then it's really no sweat off you, right? It's no big deal because you're just like, you know, I like the other version better. You know, and that's cool. That's cool. I love the other version too. But I cannot lie, guys. Man, she just looks so good like this. And she's so fun to play. Like, oh my lord, I love it so much. Right? I mean, I'm simping, right? I'm simping right now, guys. I'm simping. I mean, this girl is up there for me like Leona, like Chun-Li. She's way up there for me. Whoop. Do that default. Bam! I mean, she's so easy to play. Lock on. Oh, get him, girl. Get him, girl. And again, I don't have to, you know, build up 3 bars because she's only A3, or I'm sorry, A1. So it really doesn't matter. Really, I could just hit that concentrate every chance I get, and that'd probably be a better way to go. It makes me want to cry what Netmarble did with this character. It really does, guys. It really does. It makes me want to cry. And you can see, guys, that she's obviously pretty dang strong. She's pretty dang strong. She's already done over 200 billion. Right? But as I said in the last video, it looks like the Street Fighter 6 version is stronger than her. But 220, almost 229 billion at A1. So, yeah, pretty nuts. She's pretty dang strong. Like, and I've gotten really good feedback on her as far as like A5. Will I A5 her? I don't know. And I can't take her in the plug-in plant for you guys because she's only A1. But I'm pretty sure she's going to murder in there because she's going to get all that extra strike skill damage from her core. And she's going to look sexy as hell doing it. But is she worth that price tag? You know, coming in here and spending all this moolah, you know, trying to fill up this mileage. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I might go ahead and just finish this one out here just so I can take her to A3. Just so I can use her in the plug-in plant and have that extra blue character since I'm already this far into it, right? Since I've already dug this hole. But I really don't want to support Netmarble in these kinds of practices. This is a game where we've only had mileage characters, I think, what, like 3 times? I think maybe 3 times. I'm not really sure off the top of my head, guys. But there's only been a few paywall characters in this game, like Lady Big, Ling Xiaoyu, Cammy, you know, and I think Alice. Those are the only, I think those are the only characters that we had that were paywall. And this is over a 4-year span. And the fact that they made this character this way, right? The fact that she is 100% paywall, it really sucks donkey butt. I mean, it's a really shady thing that Netmarble did, taking this beautiful, lovely looking character and putting her in here like this to where people would have to spend money. Yes, you get things along the way, but as I mentioned in the other videos, guys, these packs are crap. Like, if you're just trying to get fighters and characters and you already have the cards, you're going to get all these extra summons, and you're just going to be like, man, I'm wasting my money. Yes, you might get extra set cards, but that might not be what you want. You might just want the characters like me. You just want the characters. You just want the characters to get them leveled up. That's really all you're really looking for, because your main damage dealer in the plug-in plant and all that's going to have them certain set cards. So you might only want one set of set cards. But then again, maybe you want 2 or 3. I mean, for some players, she's going to be worth it to max out. She is super fun. She's very beautiful. She has a really cool kit. She's easy to play. She's super fun to play. And for some players, it's going to be an immediate NAS, it's going to be an immediate skip, or it's just going to be, oh man, what a bummer. But I almost feel like when it comes to this character, guys, it's really like, if you want her for a collector's edition, just get her at level 90, that's all good. But it's either all or nothing, I think, kind of with this character. Either you go all in and get her all maxed out, because really A5 is where it's at in this game, or you pretty much just skip her, unless you want her for a collector's item. But I mean, she's an awesome character, guys. Really, the only bad thing about her is the fact that Netmarble made her 100% paywall. It's the only thing that really sucks about her. Other than that, she is amazing. She's beautiful. She looks gorgeous. There's nothing like watching her do that 3PG while she's wearing this outfit. So, guys, let me know what you think about Cammy. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GG+7 time. Link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody. Take care.